For today's Cyber CEO episode,
I love her positivity. She keeps a great attitude. Her attitude is fantastic. She's always, I'm on it, will do, we got it. Every morning, it's a good morning. Every evening before she signs off, we know it. She sends a little text to us. I just love it. And her positivity is contagious. She just has a fresh set of ideas, something completely outside of the box from what we're used to seeing.
welcome to Cyber CEO, wherein we talk about how our cyberbackers helped our cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. Cyber CEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website www.cyberbacker.com for more details. Another awesome day here at Cyberbacker. My name is Jello. We're back with another episode of Cyber CEO. And of course, we have a very special guest on the show. Angelique, how are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Yes, we're very excited to have you. And again, thank you very much for dropping by. And we have a lot of things to do. Really appreciate you being on the show. Now, to start things off, to let you know, we have a lot of listeners who are business owners just like yourself. So I need your help. Can you introduce yourself to our audience? Maybe we can start with, what's your role in the business, Angelique?
Sure. So I'm a real estate agent, but I'm on a team. And so I'm a business partner. And my partner and I share all the business for two areas.
Okay. So how long have you been in the real estate business?
This is going on my 9th year. I started as an assistant and then decided to go out on my own and then partner up with Chris. And so it's been a good journey.
Good journey so far. And also a lot of experience for you right there, 9 years in the business. Now, how about working with someone virtual though? Just like what you're doing with Cyberbacker. Is this your first time?
It is our first time. And I have to say, I was a little nervous at first about it, but I've come to really love it.
Yeah. What made you nervous about virtual leverage then, if you don't mind me asking?
I just thought, how am I going to utilize this Cyberbacker to the best of our benefit? How will I know that her day is productive? And I had to really think through our processes and what I could hand off.
Okay. So really properly creating that job description or the tasks that you're going to be leveraging then. Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now, talk to me about the transition then. Now, just by working with someone virtual, because I know in the real estate world, we're kind of used to working with people that we can meet most of the time. Now, everything's going virtual. How was it change? Was it a big one?
So actually, it was less painful than I thought it would be because Zoom is just amazing as far as us being able to jump on a call when we need to have some face-to-face communication. And we utilize that weekly for our team anyway, just so that we can get to know one another, see each other, and make sure that we're all working on the same goals that week.
Yeah. So how long have you been working with Cyberbacker, by the way?
So we started with Cyberbacker in June, and that's when we first started going through the interviewing process. So it hasn't been terribly long, but I do feel that I can see that we're making progress and strides in our business.
There we go. There's progress. There's growth in the business, right?
There is.
Yes. Now, what were the things that you needed help with then before you got partnered with your Cyberbacker?
So for me, I had a hard time letting go of some of the mundane, everyday office type tasks because I started as an assistant. So I knew that I needed it to be done perfectly and how I wanted that to look organizationally. But as I picked up more and more clients, it was harder to have that time to keep that organization up to date and to keep all of the communication with my database up to date. So I really knew that things were falling through the cracks and that we could do better.
There we go. So mainly what you needed help with was your database then. That's it.
That was definitely the start. Social media was another big piece of that.
All right. Now talk to me then. How does your Cyberbacker help with your database, social media?
The first thing that we asked 𝗦cy to do was to organize our database and to make sure that everybody was up to date. That was quite a big task for her. That was about 6,000 people that we asked her to go through. And, some of them were people that we didn't really even want in there. It was cleaning it up, so that we had a working database. And that was great because we worked with her in communication, looking people up, talking to them again. She'd give us a list of who we needed to call that day. That was really helpful for us. And I would say now I feel like I have confidence, in the information that we have there and who we're reaching, that they actually want to hear from us. Social media wise, we just needed to have a presence. That was something that I understood that we needed, but I didn't enjoy doing. So we asked her to help us with that.
All right. So I totally agree with you there, especially with the social media part. I think if your business has no sign, that's a sign of no business, as they say, right?
Yes. I saw other people's social media, other realtors that I really loved, and I enjoyed what they were doing. I would follow it. So it was easy for me then to say, hey, 𝗦cy, this is what I like. This is the style that I like. I like that it's informative. We just need to let people know we're here. And then we grew from there.
Talk to me more about that, if you don't mind, about the social media piece. How do you go about working with your Cyberbacker on handling your social media then?
Because there are a lot of legalities for real estate and there are a lot of phrases that we're not allowed to use. Initially, she would create something and I would review it to make sure that we hit all of those points. And that, I'm not going to lie, that took me a minute. And I was thinking, okay, well, how much longer would it have taken me to do this? But now that her and I have worked together for a little bit, I don't have to look at those little details. She knows them. And so what's going out is trustworthy. Now we can think about content more. This is what the market's doing in our area this week. Let's focus on these stats. And so what's been great is her eagerness to learn the industry. And she just has a fresh set of ideas, something completely outside of the box from what we're used to seeing.
So what you're saying is it's really getting used to working with each other then in this virtual partnership. That really works, right?
It does. And like I said, we started in June. So, I think just as if I were to hire an assistant that was sitting here next to me, I would have some time that we would need to spend together. And I would expect that.
Of course.
What's nice about 𝗦cy is that she keeps a detailed list of everything we've talked about, and we check off everything off that list. And if we don't get back to her on something, she lets us know. And so that really has helped keep us on track.
There we go. Someone who's very accountable. Now, take me back then. June. First thing that you had to go through was our hiring process. Of course, choosing your Cyberbacker. How did you make the final decision to choose or partner with 𝗦cy during that whole process?
So that was a rapid fire process. You guys have that down. I was very impressed at how many candidates that you brought to us that actually would be a fit. It was a little bit competitive. There were 3 or 4 that we could have choose from. Ultimately, we chose 𝗦cy because we felt that her communication was really clear, and we wanted our clients to feel as comfortable with her on the phone as they would with one of us.
There we go. So a lot because of her communication skills then. Now, more about then the partnership that you have with 𝗦cy. How did it become this successful? How did it become a successful partnership between the both of you? Because some of our listeners who are also business owners might have difficulty working with someone who's virtual for the first time. So I was thinking, do you have any tips that you can share with them on how you did it with your Cyberbacker?
I would say that we got a little bit of a kickstart because we interviewed another agent who also had a Cyberbacker for a little while, and she gave us great advice. Her advice was to be very deliberate in what we want her to do and to be really clear in our communication of the tasks that we need her to do. And I have always kept that in mind because there is a little bit of a cultural difference. And so I'm learning and she's kind of learning at the same time. So that's been good, but consistency has been the key. So if we speak every week and yet she still has a question, she knows that she can ask me and I'm going to get back to her as soon as possible. So that's been really great. Now, I will say that you do have to have an idea of where you're failing, where your shortcomings are in your business so that you know how to hand those tasks off. So you need to probably take a really good look at your business and say, what is stressing me out? What do I know is not getting done? And then see, is that something that I can leverage out to my Cyberbacker?
Basically, it's like creating a list then of the tasks that need to be done, but you don't have the time to do, something like that.
Something like that, yes. And I feel that every time we get through a task and I know that I can trust _cie with that, she is very eager for something else. And so then we give her something else to do. And event planning has been great. That was a stress for me to be able to connect with my entire database, let them know about an event, do the RSVPs, do the follow-up after the event. She has taken an awful lot of that off of my plate, and that is just a blessing.
Now, you talked about trust, and I know to build that trust between someone, with you and your Cyberbacker working virtually, I think communication is important, right? How important is it in this virtual partnership, communication?
I think that is the first thing. I have to know that my clients are in good hands. I am not just going to bring someone into their world that I don't trust. Also, we can be liable for false advertising, things like that. So I have to be very deliberate in that as well. So I know that I need her to follow instructions exactly. But what I will say that helped with the trust was the fact that it's not really just _cie at Cyberbacker, that you guys provide a team for her as well. So she's also surrounded by people that she can ask questions of. She's getting training. And I love that because if I don't immediately have an answer for her, sometimes she finds it through Cyberbacker, and that's great.
Yes. Once you get a partner with a Cyberbacker, you get a whole team of people supporting that Cyberbacker, of course. Now, we've been talking about _cie for a while now, and this is my last question for you. And of course, once we have this online, once we have it uploaded, she's going to be able to listen and watch this. So I'd like to know, what do you like most about _cie? And what's the first thing that comes to mind when we talk about her?
I love her positivity. She keeps a great attitude, even when I think maybe I might frustrate her a little bit with my diligence to detail on certain things. Her attitude is fantastic. She's always, I'm on it. We'll do. We got it. Every morning, it's a good morning. Every evening before she signs off, we know it. She sends a little text to us. I just love it. And her positivity is contagious.
Now, it seems to me you've already found your perfect Cyberbacker in _cie. And of course, we're very, very excited to see the continued growth all throughout the year. Again, Angelique, thank you very much for dropping by today. I had fun talking to you.
It was my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to our daily dose of CyberCEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.